I would agree with your last point that, in fact, this is slanderous. If I were Trump and if I were he, I would sue them because it's triple damages. Then they would understand what it means to be in a court of law, to present a diagnosis which is, one, incorrect. Two, he has no mental illness, because even if he is narcissistic, even if he is grandiose, even if he has delusion, you know what? He has built a multi-billion-dollar business. He has built 15 years of television, outstanding shows, and he became president of the United States. There is no jury in the world that would accept the diagnosis of mental illness. There is a jury of the Ethics Committee of the American Psychiatric Association that should come in and indict them for malpractice and a violation of the Goldwater Act, which means that no psychiatrist, including myself, can make a diagnosis about a man's mental health illness or a woman's without having interviewed that person. Now I come back again. I'm sure that most of them, if not all of them, have never treated a politician. I mean, a congressman or a senator. If they had, they would understand that the basic underlying dynamics of going into politics, even into movies, even into literature, one is narcissism. Two is the notion that you can become greater than you are and you want to be greater. That's grandiosity, but that's healthy. The third is, if you're in a hierarchical system, you are concerned about who's around you and who's going to do what to you, backbiting. That's called paranoid. Now, every one of those psychiatrists who became chairman of the department or became the head of some institution or nonsensical title had all three elements. And if they don't see it within themselves, they've got a problem. Now, we have generals and we have other people around him who, in fact, talk to him all the time. A mentally ill individual would not have 20 different people to whom he talks to on a daily basis for his opinion. Is it true that maybe he's not certain of his job? That may be so. That's not mental illness. Is it true that being president of the United States is kind of an overwhelming role? I would agree with that. I've seen that in many presidents. Is it true that when you're president of the United States, you become a little insecure? That's correct. Is it true that you have to lie at times in order to protect the republic? Because Winston Churchill says a nation must hide behind a bodyguard of lies. So if these therapists knew anything about political science, which they don't, that's why I went on to MIT and Harvard to learn psychiatry and political science. And we have specialists trained by Eric Erickson to teach us about the dynamics of politicians and world dynamics. None of these people are qualified. They've never had that experience. They've never been close to the president of the United States. They've never been overseas. They've never created a Camp David Accord. They never took apart the Soviet Union. They really don't understand anything other than their own narcissism and their own sense of grandiosity. And that's what we call projection. So if they want to continue this, I strongly suggest the Ethics Committee come in from the American Psychiatric Association, if they have any guts, and start to question each one of them. Then I would strongly suggest that the Trump family sue every one of them for slander and see what happens. Then you will see how psychiatrists and psychologists and social workers, who are basically meek in terms of their own careers because they're afraid to take risks, they go through and they write their own little books of narcissism that nobody ever reads, and then they go out and make a statement which is absurd. He is not mentally ill. He never will be mentally ill. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't take drugs. I'm sure that's a lot more than the 41,000 people who signed up for this nonsensical group.
Dr. Steve Pieczenik is on fire. We will be right back. Alex Jones Show on a Sunday.